Namaste students, myself JVN Brijesh Kumar Yadav, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. I welcome to all of you in my digital class. Students, as you know, on last term we had studied some of the scanning techniques. Okay, and due to the large topic, I have skipped in between. Today, in continuation of that topic, we'll proceed further. So, let's start the procedure. We were discussing about gram staining. So, the procedure of gram staining consists of 4 steps. इसके 4 steps होते हैं. First one is primary staining, that is the smear is covered with Gentian violet for 1 minute and washed with water. तो फर्स्ट स्टेप में हम स्मीयर को कवर करते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज मॉडरेटिंग. इट इज देन कवर्ड विथ grams iodine, kept it for 1 minute, then washed with water. Then decolorization. The smear is covered with alcohol and is washed with water immediately. Next, counter staining. The smear is then covered with safranin, kept it for 30 seconds and washed with water. Then using filter paper, the slide is gently blotted to dry. Then place a drop of cedar wood oil or liquid paraffin on the smear. Then adjust the microscope for increased light by raising the condenser, and the slide is examined under the microscope. Now these are the result. Bacteria that manage to keep the original purple dye have only got a cell wall. They are called gram positive. And bacteria that lose the original purple dye and can therefore take up the second red dye have got both the cell wall and cell membrane. They are called gram negative. तो जो ग्राम पॉजिटिव बैक्टीरिया होते हैं वो रिटेन किए रहते हैं पर्पल कलर, वेयर एज gram negative bacteria decolorized and retain red color after staining. Okay, now application of gram staining. What are the applications? First one is rapid presumptive diagnosis of diseases such as bacterial meningitis. Next is selection of empirical antibiotics based on gram staining finding. Third is selection of suitable culture media based on gram stain finding. Next is screening of the quality of clinical specimens such as sputum that should contain many pus cells, few epithelial cells. Next one is counting of bacteria. Then last is appreciation of morphology and types of bacteria in clinical specimen. So students, these are the applications of gram staining where gram staining can be used. Next one is fluorochrome stain. Students, this is another kind of staining technique. In fluorochrome stand smears require a fluorescent microscope. We have already discussed fluorescent microscope, which used to visualize live cells, generally read at 250 to 450x magnification, which allows rapid scanning of the smear. Auramine, rhodamine is an example of such a stain where the AFB appears yellow against the black background. This is the image of fluorescent staining where sputum smear stand with auramine, and we can see them in yellow color. Now, capsule staining. As you know, bacteria has capsule which serves as a protective material by slowing down or preventing penetration of chemicals and body juices. Okay, what is the principle of staining capsule of bacteria? Chemically, the capsular material is a polysaccharide or glycoprotein or a polypeptide. Capsule staining is more difficult than other type of differential staining procedure because the capsular material are water soluble and may be dislodged and removed with vigorous washing. Bacterial smear should not be heated because the resultant cell shrinkage may create a clear zone around the organism, an artifact that can be mistake for capsule. Okay, then the capsule is non-ionic so that the dye commonly used will not bind to it. Two dyes, one acetic and one basic, are used to stain the background and cell wall respectively. So this is the images of capsule staining where we can see the capsule of bacteria in Indian ink and Cryptococcus. These are the two images. Okay, now flagella staining. Students, flagella is very important structure of bacteria which used not only for movement but also for other purposes such as reproduction. Okay, so flagella is an organ for locomotion which is one or more unbranched long filament. The presence or absence of flagella and their number and arrangement are the characteristics of different genera of bacteria. So students, on the basis of flagella, their number, their arrangement, we can identify different groups of bacteria. The flagella can be visualized by the spatial staining technique in which their thickness is increased by mordanting or by electronic microscopy. So flagella is also a structure which can be stained and observed under microscope to find out the differences or different groups of bacteria. So students, in this way we have seen different types of staining techniques, how they stain, what are the principle, what are the procedure, and what are the results which we got after observation. Students, I recommend you that this topic is very important since this is microbiology class not only for examination point of view but for knowledge, because until unless you are not knowing the techniques of staining a microscopic, your knowledge of microbiology is incomplete, because microbiology start itself from microscope, and for microscopy you need staining. Since they are microorganisms, so you need to visualize them under microscope, and in observation you need staining. So in this way staining is very important in the field of microbiology. So students, in this way we have finished this topic. If you have any query, feel free to share with me, to ask me in comment box. I will recommend you, once you go through CSIR net paper and pick up those questions which are from this topic, because in CSIR section B they used to ask such a small question, objective questions, which type of dye is used for which technique, of which type of microscopy used to observe which kind of organism. So don't ignore, they are very important for examination point of view. Okay, thank you very much.